Right then, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. My name is Paul. I'm also called Knickknack. I'm the brains behind Knickknack's Old Peculiar, the world's most fantastic blog,
I should say so.
and behind the at Mr. Cuddy 2977 YouTube channel, which again is absolutely fantastic and just as equally repetitive, but there you go. At any rate, I do a blog, I do a YouTube channel, and I do a lot of quizzes. Please feel free to look for the daily teasers and enjoy what you make of them. I also do TV reviews and movie reviews as well. Just recently, a few weeks ago, I called 28 Years Later, and it's now Monday the 10th of November, and to be frank, on Friday I caught the Ralph Bakshi film Wizards. I've been meaning to see it for a while, finally caught up with it, and thought I should tell you what I thought about this piece of movie magic. Let's get right into it, shall we? Wizards opens with the usual movie idents, ones that tell us the film is a 20th Century Fox production and directed by animator Ralph Bakshi, and then moves on to a narrated opening that shows us an illustrated manuscript telling us that millions of years have passed since the Earth of our time. It tells us there's been millions of years of war between the powers of technology and magic. And many years after a destructive nuclear winter, Queen Delia of Notagar has given birth to twin wizards, kind-hearted Avatar, Bob Holt, and evil Blackwood, Steve Dravers. Once Delia dies, Black Wolf tries to take over the kingdom, only to be defeated by his brother Avatar. 3 millennia later, Avatar is teaching magic to Princess Eleanor, Jesse Wells, whilst Black Wolf is organising assassins to kill Eleanor's father, the fairy president. And I say that with a straight face. It's only when one of the assassins, a robot named Necron 99, succeeds that Avatar and his friends learn that Black Wolf has a secret weapon, one he can use to inspire his armies, terrorise theirs, and hopefully let him take over the world. So, what did I make of a 48-year-old cartoon called Wizards? And more to the point, why on earth was I watching a movie that old anyway? Let's try answering that second question first, shall we? Did you know there was an animated version of The Lord of the Rings dating back to 1978? There was an animated version of Lord of the Rings dating back to 1978, a year after Wizards debuted, and made by Wizards director Ralph Bakshi. From what I recall, Bakshi's version of Lord of the Rings was something I caught in the mid-80s when it aired on TV, on Channel 4, if memory serves. Regardless of the channel, it caught my attention. Granted, Bakshi's version of Tolkien's work only gets about halfway through. It gets us about as far as the Battle of Helm's Deep in the middle of the second book of the trilogy. But it was a good-looking piece. It was an eye-catching piece, not quite Disney standard, but very good-looking, and good-looking enough for me to want to explore more of Bakshi's works. Little realising that I wouldn't get a chance to do so until recently when Wizards came my way. I had the copy, and I had a desire. That's why I watched. So, what did I think of Wizards? What did I notice? What did I understand? What did I, to put it bluntly, see? Let's start with that last question, shall we? What did I see? I saw comparatively unexpected characters. I really did. They are arguably quite twee. After all, animation here in the West is notionally aimed at kids. It's only when you notice that the flesh on Black Wolf's arms has rotted off. It's only when you notice that his evil armies are covered in Nazi swastikas and iconography. And yes, Avatar is smoking a very large cigar, and when we first meet him, which is something heroes usually don't do these days. And we also see that Princess Eleanor is a little bit raunchier than you'd expect, or at least certainly than I was expecting. So the character design was good, but unexpected. It's not what I expected in what I was initially thinking of as a kid's movie. The quality the character design has, that unexpected sign, was shared with the backgrounds used, the various settings, the stills of the Kingdom of Montague, for example. As far as I can tell, those designs include Gothic tinged work done by British illustrator Ian Miller and comic book artist Mike Ploog, 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 I think it's pronounced. It's work that looks gorgeous and of a quality I would not say no to seeing on my flat walls, especially the images of Scotch or Scorch of Black Wolf's Kingdom. I don't think there's a better representation of a contaminated landscape, nor of a contaminated army. The rotoscope work of the armies, the mass armies, is quite something to see. Right, let's just do a quick sidestep there. You notice I mentioned rotoscoping just now, and I have to admit I know very little about the process, beyond the fact that this version involved tracing over live action film footage one frame at a time, and that these tracings could then be compositive over whatever background you felt appropriate. And when I say very little, that is literally all I know about it, beyond the fact that it's been used in a variety of different things. It's always struck me, given the little I know of it, that the process could be seen as both expensive and time consuming. 30 or so set frames is about a second's worth of action, to put it bluntly. So it's expensive, I think. It's time consuming, I believe. And indeed, there are several reused battle scenes in Wizards. But what came as a surprise to me was simply the fact that Bakshi paid for a lot of the rotoscoping work himself, as he felt it was quite simply the easiest way to get those battle scenes done. The results I saw on screen were very, very, very watchable, and something I recognised from The Lord of the Rings. So, finally, what did I think of Wizards? What did I make of a film that's not quite what I was expecting? Yes, I think I can safely say it's quite different to anything I was expecting or have seen. I have also seen it described as science fantasy, and science fantasy, I think, that is more fantasy than science fiction. It's far more fantastical, I would say, than the original Star Wars, or indeed Julian May's Saga of Exiles, if you want to have a name drop there. Those two are almost hard sci-fi in comparison. And yes, I am very aware that a key scene in Star Wars includes a pair of wizards having a sword fight with magic swords. But nonetheless, I think Wizards is more fantasy than it is science. There's elves, there's fairies, there's flowers. Yes, there's tech, but that's evil wizards for you. I think the film was also something we could take a simplistic message from, given it was made in a sort of very culturally climate aware, ecologically friendly 70s. It's something we could see telling us that technology's bad, nature's good. That is possibly why Bakshi found the idea of his version of Lord of the Rings appealing. There are arguments, from what I've seen over the years, that in presenting the hobbits as he did, in presenting Saruman as he did, Tolkien was trying to make the same point. Rural idyls are good. But all that out of the way, I think there is possibly more to Wizards than that. I don't know what, though, but there's possibly more to it than that. Yes, I also found Susan Tyrrell's narration a little off-putting. She sounded ever so slightly bored in narration. Yes, we can say there's a simplistic hippie message mixed in with the hippie fairies. And yes, the climax of the film is, from what I've seen of it, not what I was expecting. But yes, the characters of Wizards are well drawn and entertaining. The story is bewitching, if simplistic, and the look of the thing, utterly beguiling. Yes, it isn't perfect, but yes, Wizards hold up given its age. And I think it's one of those films you should see at least once. I think it'll repay you. Right, that is where I'm going to leave things for now. I am also going to leave you with both my thanks for either reading the written version of this review over on Knickknacks Old Peculiar and or for watching this video version of the same review. I would also ask you, if you're on YouTube, to please feel free to hit like and subscribe. All of those help YouTube find me, and it also helps other people find me as well. There is also a tip jar floating around in the corner there, and on my blog, on the desktop version, if you'd like to donate, please feel free to. Every penny helps fund this channel and the associated blog. There's also the daily teaser quizzes. I do those once a day and have done for many years. You're welcome to have a go at those. 45. Thank you, Killer. You're welcome to have a go at those and to just come back and keep watching and reading. I will see you the next time I see you. Take care, have fun, good luck, and in the immortal words of a certain number, be seeing you.